Hello, my name is Joshua Mugabi. I welcome you to Biology Lights. And in this session, we are going to talk about blood circulation. How do white cells differ from red cells in their structure? White cells have nuclei. Red cells don't have a nuclei. Some white cells can change their shape. Red cells cannot. How do white cells differ from red cells? They're in their function. White cells ingest bacteria or make antibodies. Red cells carry oxygen. Where are blood cells made in the body? Blood cells are made in the red bone marrow, for example, in the ribs, sternum, or vertebrae. Name 2 proteins carried in the plasma. Fibrinogen, albumin, and globulin are plasma proteins. What else is carried in the plasma? In addition to proteins, plasma contains salts, those are ions, glucose, lipids and amino acids, hormones, carbon dioxide, and urea. Put the events in their correct order, starting with the first one. Arterial fill with blood. Semi-lunar valves close. Tricuspid and bicuspid valves close. Ventricles contract. Semi-lunar valves open. Atrial contract. Ventricles relax. Tricuspid and bicuspid valves open. One, atria fill with blood. 2, ventricles relax. 3, semi-lunar valves close. 4, atria contract. 5, tricuspid and bicuspid valves open. 6, ventricles contract. 7, bicuspid and tricuspid valves close. 8, semi-lunar valves open. Oxygenated blood from the lungs returns to the dash A. Atrium of the heart in the dash B. Veins from here, it enters the dash. C. Ventricle and leaves the heart in the dash. D. To go to the body. From the body, dash E. Blood returns via the dash F to the dash G atrium, and then leaves the heart in the dash H artery to go to the dash I. The missing words are A. Left, B. Pulmonally, C. Left, D. Aorta, E. Deoxygenated, F. Vena cava, G. Right, H. Pulmonally, I. Lungs. Which one of the following is not a characteristic of capillary blood vessels? A. Repeatedly branched. B. Small diameter. C. Permeable to salts or ions. D. Thick walled. D. Capillaries are thin-walled, not thick-walled. Arteries carry blood dash the heart. Veins carry blood dash the heart. Arteries carry blood from the heart, and veins carry blood to the heart. In which part of the circulatory system are there valves? There are valves in the heart between each atrium and ventricle, in the aorta and pulmonary artery, in some of the large veins, and in some of the lymphatics. What is the connection between tissue fluid, plasma, and lymph? Tissue fluid is plasma, that is, minus its proteins, which has leaked out of the capillaries. Lymph is tissue fluid which has entered the lymphatics. How is lymph propelled through the lymphatics? Some of the larger lymphatics are able to contract. Otherwise, the lymph is propelled by body muscles which contract and squash the lymphatics. What is the function of lymph nodes? Lymph nodes contain white blood cells which ingest bacteria and prevent them from reaching the circulation. Complete the table. Oxygen is transported from dash to the whole body. Dash is transported by blood from the whole body to the lungs. Dash is transported from the liver to the kidney. Dash is transported from the intestine to the dash. Heat is transported by blood from dash to dash. Oxygen is transported from the lungs to the whole body. Carbon dioxide is transported from the whole body to the lungs. Urea is transported from the liver to the kidneys. Digested food is transported from the intestine to the whole body via the liver. Heat is transported from active muscles to the whole body. After a period of vigorous activity, you would expect blood leaving a muscle to have A. Less carbon dioxide, less oxygen, and less glucose. B. More carbon dioxide, more oxygen, and less glucose. C. More carbon dioxide, more oxygen, and more glucose. D. More carbon dioxide, less oxygen, and less glucose. D. Blood leaving a muscle will have more carbon dioxide, less oxygen, and less glucose as a result of respiration. Blood from an alimentary canal returns to the heart by way of Part A. Hepatic vein and vena cava. Part B. Hepatic artery, hepatic vein and vena cava. Part C. Hepatic portal vein and vena cava. Part D. Hepatic portal vein, hepatic vein and vena cava. It's D. Blood from the alimentary canal returns to the heart by way of the hepatic portal vein, hepatic vein, and vena cava. Describe briefly how platelets, fibrin, and red cells interact to form a blood clot. Platelets release a substance which indirectly cause fibrinogen to be converted to fibrin. The fibrin forms a network which traps red cells to form a clot. Briefly describe the principal lines of defense against bacteria entering the blood system. A blood clot forms a barrier to entry by bacteria. White cells ingest and kill bacteria. Antibodies from lymphocytes inactivate bacteria or make them easier to ingest. White cells in lymph nodes trap bacteria. The substances produced by lymphocytes combat bacterial cells are called Part A, antigens, Part B, antibodies, Part C, antidotes, Part D, antitoxin. It's B. The antibacterial substances produced by lymphocytes are called antibodies. You may acquire natural active immunity to a disease if Part A. You are injected with antibody of the disease. Part B. You recover from an attack of the disease. Part C. You are inoculated against the disease. Part D. You are born with antibodies to the disease. It's B. If your immunity is acquired naturally and active, it must result from having recovered from a disease. In each case, give an example of a disease to which immunity can be acquired by injecting Part A, an inactivated bacterial toxin. Part A, diphtheria and tetanus vaccines are prepared from the inactivated toxin, toxoids. Part B, a killed bacterium. Part B is whooping cough vaccine is prepared from the dead bacteria. Part C, an antibody. Part C, temporary immunity to tetanus, rabies, and chickenpox can be produced by injecting antibodies to these diseases. A person whose blood group is AB can receive a blood transfusion from Part A, Group O only, Part B, Group AB only, Part C, Groups A and B, Part D, any group. It's D. Group AB persons have neither anti-A nor anti-B antibodies in their plasma. So red cells from any donor will not be clamped. Apart from any inherited tendency towards coronary heart disease, what are thought to be the four main risk factors? The four main risk factors for coronary heart disease are thought to be 1. Smoking. 2. High blood pressure. 3. High blood cholesterol. 4. Lack of exercise. Hello friends, thank you very much for participating in Biology Lights. I encourage you to subscribe.